Hi students, and welcome to week 5 in online general psychology. I hope that your week is off to a great start. You did such a great job on the midterm exam, and you are officially on the other side, the last few weeks of this very fast class, as you have figured out by now how quickly we move in a flex course. So this week we're covering 2 chapters, chapter 10 and chapter 12. We're not doing chapter 11, so you're not missing it. We're not going to cover that in this course. So for chapter 10, the chapter is over motivation and emotion. What I really like about this chapter is understanding the psychology behind where individuals' motivation comes from. You'll look at some different theories on motivation, but I think it's also a great chapter where you can kind of take an inward view of yourself and monitor your own motivation and really think about your, motivation. Is it coming from intrinsic or extrinsic? What is your driving force? So I encourage you to really kind of explore your own motivation as you're learning about motivational theory. And in the second part of the chapter, it covers emotion. So there's basic human emotions that you'll learn about. You'll learn about how our nonverbal communication, facial expressions, hand gestures, etc., help us to read other people's emotions. And you'll have an opportunity to study some classical experiments that have been done on emotion. So for this chapter, if you're looking here, you have the narrated PowerPoint. You'll have 2 Connect assignments. One of those is on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You may be familiar previous to this chapter. Maslow's theory, Abraham Maslow's theories, is used in many different disciplines. You'll find it in business and education. So it's a widely used theory on where motivation comes from. So this is a Connect assignment to test your learning there. And then you'll have another Connect assignment overall on motivation. And then, of course, your Chapter 10 post-test. Moving on and looking at Chapter 12 on personality. So in this chapter, you will have the opportunity to explore different personality theories. We can't cover them all, but, like the big 5 traits, kind of getting down and thinking about extroversion and introversion, openness, etc. And so looking at how psychology views personality. Is it innate? Are we shaped by our environment? Does our personality change over time? So this chapter will start answering those questions for you. I personally think you can use this chapter to think about the people in your lives, right? We know ourselves. We know our go-to characteristics within ourselves, but those don't always match up with the people in our lives, right? Family members, coworkers, significant others, partners, etc. And so this chapter hopefully will not only teach you more about your own personality, but help you realize that other people in our lives have different personality traits. And the better that we understand their lens that they see the world through with their personality, probably will help us to navigate the world better with those people. So if I want, for instance, one of my kids to do something, and my kids have very different personalities from one another, then I know what I need to tell my son to get him to do that based upon his personality versus how I would encourage my daughter to achieve the same task based upon her personality. So we can really use this chapter to help us in the world figure people out a little better and also coexist a little easier through understanding personality. So on this one, you're going to have, let me show you the 2 Connect assignments first. The trait personality, which is one of the major theories, And then GPA and personality. Does your personality affect your GPA? Absolutely. It affects the way you take tests. Your personality affects the way you write essays, what jobs you should go into. So again, personality is a big, big factor in how we live our lives. So hopefully you'll find these two Connect assignments reinforcing of the material that you read in this chapter. You also have a discussion question this week, and it is on personality. So let's take a look at this very quickly here. So by this point, hopefully you've started to get the hang of what I'm looking for in your discussion questions. So ideally that you'll have this posted by Wednesday. The reason for this, guys, is so that your initial post is only part of where your grade comes from. Your response to your classmates is the other part of the grade. And so if you're all posting on Sunday, then it's making it last minute for everybody to post their responses. So that's why ideally you get your initial post up by Wednesday. And then if we're all doing that, then we all have a chance to post our responses, right? Without waiting till Sunday night. So for your initial post here, what I'm looking for is that you are searching a scholarly research article. You should know how to do that. You've been doing that for discussion questions already. Your initial post is a minimum of 150 word count, about 2 to 4 paragraphs. And really what you're doing is you are telling us what you learned from that article. So you're finding an article that has something to do with personality, and then you are, and anything from this chapter on personality is fair game for you to research. Make sure you also provide your APA reference for the article. So that's part 1. Part 2 is to make sure that you respond on at least 2 classmates. You can do more, but to get the full credit, at least 2 classmates' initial post. So you're really just, your response is your response. So you can talk about how you agree with their response. If you disagree, which I don't want to make you shy away from disagreeing, but if you do that in a very respectful way, right? You're not disagreeing with the student, you're disagreeing with their article. It's not personal, but you need to back up your argument with a scholarly article. So, or you can just elaborate on what they have posted. And so, pointing out your own examples if you want to, but just connect to what the initial post was. Okay, so that is this week. I hope that you have a great week. I hope that you are healthy and doing well and enjoy learning all about psychology so far. And like I said, you're in week 5 of an 8-week course, so we're moving right along here. As always, if you have any questions, you need help with anything, please do not hesitate to reach out. And I wish you all the best this week.